Welcome back to the Red Dice Diaries, and this video entitled Player Tips Make Shit Up is inspired by Guildmouse's Tinder Twigs video about making sure you do the thing, and you can click there to see that. Very good video, I highly recommend it. And in that video, Guildmouse talks about the often pregnant pause that accompanies that moment when a GM turns to the players and says, "So, what do you do next?" As she rightly says in the video, a lot of people often freeze up and aren't really sure of what to do. And Guildmouse offers some great advice, suggesting that you do something, whatever it may be, just do something. And that's a very good suggestion, since action moves the game forward. After all, if no one did anything, then we'd all just be sat round a table, looking a bit bored and not really playing the game. I'd like to add my own suggestion to this, and that is, players, if you're not sure what to do, make some shit up. After all, let's face it, that's basically what roleplay is. It's a load of us sitting around a table collaboratively making shit up, creating fiction between ourselves. Now, in a game, GMs have to concentrate on running the entire game. So even the most well-prepared games master will not describe everything that is in a particular scene. That would take far too long, and let's face it, we'd all rather they were spending their time and their energy designing an exciting adventure for us than worrying about whether there's salt and pepper shakers in the restaurant, just to give you an example. Wouldn't we? Most GMs will give you enough details to suggest a flavour of what's in a current scene to the players. For instance, if you're in a tavern and I was GMing a game for you, I might list the jolly innkeeper, his daughter who's wiping down the tables, a variety of rosy-faced and inebriated patrons, some wooden tables and chairs, a crackling fire, and maybe a bar soaked in the dregs of thousands of pints of indescribable ales and spirits. Now, that doesn't mean those are the only things in the scene. Far from it. In this stereotypical inn scene, there could be any number of other things. A few off the top of my head are individuals of interest, barrels, weapons leant up against tables, animals, dogs, etc., other staff, glass bottles, kegs. There's loads of other stuff you could potentially have as justifiably being in that scene. But as a GM, I don't have the time to create an exhaustive list of everything in the tavern. What I do is I give you, the players, enough ideas to get a flavour of this scene and this setting and make an informed choice about what other sorts of stuff might be there. What I love players doing, and I would hope other GMs do, is making shit up, as I say in the title of this video. Chances are, if you ask me whether something is in the tavern and it's vaguely appropriate, then even if I've not specifically mentioned it, it'll be there. Is there some pepper on the table you can throw into the eyes of the rowdy patron whose drink you've spilt? Why, yes, there is. Is there a cauldron over the fire that you can knock over to extinguish the fire and plunge the nighttime tavern into darkness? There is now. Is there a picture hanging on the wall that I can smash over the head of the man pulling a knife on me? You better believe there is. Adding stuff to a scene isn't only doing yourself a favour, giving you something to do and potentially getting you out of a sticky situation, but you're actually adding to the setting and making it seem a bit more textured and nuanced. I suppose it's a bit like the GM has drawn an outline of a picture and then he's handed it to you along with a pack of crayons or felt tip pens, and you as a group are colouring it in. Now, 6 different groups could be given the same outline picture, but because of the colours you pick would be different, you would end up with a different end result. By adding stuff to the setting, it gives you a chance to do a little bit of GMing yourself, adding something to the game, and you're stamping your group's mark on the setting, making it your own and a bit more individualised and unique to you. Of course, if you go for something wildly inappropriate, like asking if there's a laser pistol on the table of the fantasy tavern, then the GM will probably say no. But as long as you keep it reasonable, most good GMs will probably run with it. After all, you're making the setting more interesting, making your encounter more dynamic, and you're also taking a bit of work off the shoulders of the GM. Now, what Games Master is going to say no to that? So remember, players, when the GM asks you what you want to do, or when you're not sure of how to respond, to take a tip from me in this video. Make some shit up. So, I hope if you enjoyed this video, you'll consider clicking on like and subscribing by clicking on the red dice up in that corner. If you have any comments, as always, leave them in the box down below or hit me up in the Google Plus links. I really do enjoy reading all the stuff you write and the messages you send me. Thanks very much for watching, and until I see you in the next video, take care and happy gaming.